Apple Computers, Grover Cleveland, and Jesus Christ himself. History is full of incredible comeback stories, but none are more important than Cowboy Rivers returning to KCOU 88.1 after 5 long months. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. They said it'd be impossible. They said I'd fail. They had no faith in me. But look at me now, Mom and Dad. This is the Cowboy Rivers Hour of Effort. We are back, baby. We are back. You can't break what you can't hit. And that is what is beautiful about this show, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Cowboy Rivers Hour of Effort, and I am your host, Cowboy Rivers. I'm so glad to be back in action, taking names and kicking stones. And boy, oh boy, have I got a show for you. Like always, we're going to be rocking out for about an hour or so. It's a late night, and I think we can turn on our big boy ears and actually start talking a little bit about things that matter, things that people are afraid to talk about when the sun's out. I am here to play orgasmic music while I interject every now and then and talk about what needs to be talked about, to talk about what I want to talk about. A little bit about me for our new listeners. I am Cowboy Rivers. This is the second season of our show, and, I'm a fan of slow cars, fast women, and low standards, at least on the women. Oh, and one more thing you better know about me. I cannot stand, for the life of me, movies, films, and cinema. Cannot handle any of that. So leave that at the door. This is a real show right here. This is music. This is voice. This is power. This is Cowboy Rivers. On tonight's schedule, I'm going to be talking about the new Steve Jobs movie, actually, and also whatever else I can come up with by 3 o'clock. And with every single Cowboy Rivers show, there comes a great wave of shout-outs that I got to deliver. And boy, oh boy, am I due for some shout-outs. After 5 months, I can proudly say to these people, thank you so much for sticking with me. Here are just a couple names that deserve recognition. And that would be Mateo, Alejandro, Bubbers, Indy Andy Jones, Patty, Shawnee Boy, Soaps, all my listeners in Rolla, and my sister in KC, and my other sister in STL, Nico and Chanticleer. Now, we're going to be talking a little bit more in just a moment, but first, some music. All right, that was Face the Sun by Miguel with a little bit of Lenny Kravitz in there in case you might have missed that. You are listening to the Cowboy Rivers Hour of Effort on KCOU 88.1, and I am so glad to be back. I cannot stress that enough. Now, like I said not too long ago, we're actually going to be talking about some pretty cool topics tonight. First and foremost is a movie I actually saw recently. Now, veteran listeners know that all of my life, all the many years that I've been on this green earth, as we call it, I have just hated movies. I never go to the theater. I never rent anything. I can't stand Netflix or anything. That said, though, I actually recently went to the movie theater, and I saw a great little title. It's called Steve's Job. Steve's Job was the name of the movie, and this was a really, really entertaining movie. I really enjoyed it. Now, it's based off of real-life events, in case you couldn't guess from the title. A man called Steve Carell gets a job at a paper company in Pennsylvania called Dunder Mifflin. And the movie really just follows Steve's rise to CEO, converting Dunder Mifflin to the computer company we all know today, IBM Computers. I mean, and the rest, that's all history. Everybody can just tell that he's going to die in the end, unfortunately. Now, real talk, this movie was just fantastic. Steve's Job, I cannot recommend it enough. One of the year's best, if I say so myself. I couldn't get enough of it, honestly. You got Michael Fassbender, Danny Boyle, Aaron Sorkin. They were all involved with it, and oh my gosh, I just want to line them all up and give them all a bunch of Steve Jobs, if you know what I'm saying. And a Steve Jobs is actually when you wear a black turtleneck and read Apple terms and agreements while the person you're performing a Steve Job onto vigorously masturbates with one eye closed facing you. I mean, it's just great stuff all around, if I do say so myself. Now, second round of shout-outs. Definitely got to give a shout-out to my mother and father, all my relatives actually listening, my friends' parents, high school coaches and teachers all listening. Thank you so much for just shaping me into the man I am today and telling me some pretty useful information that I can share with you on this hour of effort, as I do call it. Now, thank you all just so much for your support. We're going to get back to the music rather quickly because we are just on a roll, and I am liking what I'm hearing. This is Cowboy Rivers on KCOU 88.1. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was All Your Secrets by Yo La Tengo. What a pleasant song. I really like that one, and I just discovered it, actually. You are listening to KCOU, where all the divorce letters of the alphabet go to drink. And what other show would be playing right now other than the Cowboy Rivers Hour of Effort? I'm your host, Cowboy Rivers. Now, because this is the first show of the new season, I figured I'd answer some frequently asked questions that people tend to have when getting familiar with the hour of, whatever it is. And the most common question I get is, when did the hour of effort get started? And my answer for that is a long time ago, in the supple year of 2015. I doubt anyone still alive from such an old year could actually even remember when the show first aired, but those were good times. But those are over times, too. Now, the second most popular question that the Cowboy Rivers Hour of Effort show gets is, where do we broadcast from? And I do have an answer for that. Our show broadcasts from your mom's house and... oh, wait. Sorry, I apologize. These answers were provided... they can't possibly be right. I have to call our writer, Dean Hobart, but I'll have to call him tomorrow in the afternoon because his mom won't let him stay up past 11 on weekends. Yeah, it just tires him out, and then at school he'll sleep through the entirety of second recess, and it's really just a shame. He's got a lot of promise as a young kid. Next question: do I always play music I like? No, I only play music that you can hear. It's a really odd question. How accurate is the information provided by the hour of effort? This is a very popular question. And my answer is that you shouldn't ask what you don't want to hear. Take that to bed for you tonight. And that's just something you might want to think about. Let's see. Do we have any more questions? Oh, yes, we still got a couple more questions. Another frequently asked question: will I ever meet you, Cowboy Rivers? My answer to that, to the very eager fans who want to meet me, is that you will only meet me if you go find the tallest building around you, go to the top of it, and wish on the most twinkleful star. That is how you will meet me. If you don't want to do that, you could also just be a woman that displays really just the most minimal amount of interest in my direction. Even very handsome men can also do that because, here at KCOU, we are not binary. We accept anybody who loves us. Oh, yeah. One more question. Let's see... Okay, here's one more question. Another very popular question that comes, honestly, in waves almost with its popularity. When will you shut up and play music again? And my answer to that frequently asked question is once you drop that bullshit attitude in the trash can outside of my studio, I'll play your damn music. But until then, I'm going to talk as much as I damn well please. And with that, let's get back to the music. I got a couple of great songs coming up. Just really great stuff that really I think you are all going to love. This is the Cowboy Rivers Hour of Effort on KCOU 88.1. right, ladies and gentlemen, that was a real gem by Destroyer called Times Square. I enjoyed it. I kind of liked how jazzy it was, if you ask me. You are listening to KCOU 88.1. KCOU, where it's the chrysalis for dreams becoming regrets. Or something like that, I don't know. You are listening to the Cowboy Rivers Hour of Effort. It's about 3:06 right now. We're going to go a little bit past the 3 o'clock end time because I got started a little late just because the previous show, bless their hearts, were just pouring over with so much good stuff. I can't blame them because I've been there myself. So before we get back to the music, I just want to talk a little bit about the news, the weather specifically, because oh boy, this stuff is getting out of hand. The weather used to be nice. Even 3 days ago here in Columbia, it was actually kind of nice to walk around just wearing a t-shirt and jeans. It was something that dreams are made of, if you ask me. But it's given us the cold shoulder, if you know what I mean. That cold shoulder. I mean, today alone, the Barron temperatures actually hospitalized 7 people for gangrene infections on the upper humerus. And all those who suffered the cold shoulder required amputation at the clavicle, actually. Really, it's a real tragedy, actually. It's gangrene infections, and on the humerus, it's not a very humorous situation. Am I right? I also could have said frost bites. Am I right? And I think that was all the ice puns that I had, followed by the phrase "Am I right?" at least planned out. But really, just this extreme weather, it's getting cold. I had to walk here with a jacket on, and that's something that I guess it should be happening around now. It is autumn after all. But just natural disasters all around us. Mother Nature is a little ruthless, if you ask me. You got mudslides at the bars, earthquakes and Pokemon battles. I even saw some scrub the other day with the last name of Flood. Can you believe that shit? I mean, when is this going to stop? What can you expect, really, when the producers of The Truman Show play Truth or Dare? I guess, this life of luxury does come at a price. We're going to go back to a couple more songs. You guys just keep on letting your ears fly, and I'll keep on letting the beats roll. This is KCOU 88.1. I do love that song. Gotta love pretty much anything by David Bowie, honestly. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have a 3:00 late on my clock, and I believe this hour of effort is coming to a close. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to KCOU 88.1 this Saturday morning, technically, and now concludes the Cowboy Rivers Hour of Effort. Time flies when we're having fun, and I don't know about you, but I had the time of my life. I cannot get enough of this show, and that's why I'm going to be back here next week, serenading you all with the music of our generation, the generation past, and maybe the generation future. Not that one. That one actually hasn't been made yet, but I digress. I'm going to leave you with another song that I love by Foster the People called Coming of Age. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been great. I will see you in a week. I love you all. This is KCOU 88.1. Dig it!